welcome back to my channel. I'm Tori, and today I'm going to be giving you some freshman 101 tips. So, first thing I want to talk about is, when you first get to your school, one of the first things you might have to deal with is having a roommate, depending on your school. Most likely you will, unless you're lucky and have a single, or you just don't have a roommate, like me. We'll get into that later. So, first things first with your roommate, get to know them. So I don't know how your school's portals work, but mine, you were able to see who your roommate was. Like, they would just have their name. It was supposed to have email and stuff, but I guess my roommate didn't put it in or something like that, so didn't have that yet. So if you have the name, find them on Facebook, Instagram, something like that, and DM them. Be like, hey, I saw your name on this portal thing. I think we're roommates. See what they say. And if that's your roommate, great. Get to know them, chat with them, because you're going to be living with them for maybe 4 months at a time. So it would be a little bit easier to, get to know them, so it won't be awkward living with someone else. So some things you can do is you can ask a few questions, being you are going to be living with them, so don't be too shy about this. So you can ask if they stay up late. You can ask if they like listening to music loud or anything like that. Their likes and dislikes, because again, you're going to be living with this person. I suggest you set some rules in place. Your RA might initiate this, or if not, you can initiate this yourself. Make a roommate agreement. So establishing stuff like what's mine is yours if you want to do that. Establish at certain hours of the night, no loud music, no lights on, certain stuff. At the end of the day, you have to be courteous because you are living with someone else. You may have grown up with siblings, you may have not grown up with siblings. So you just have to alter what you're used to and adapt to who you now will be living with. So some tips I have are set in place, if you don't want them touching your stuff, let them know, hey, I have a headache, or hey, I'm headed to bed, could you use your lamp? Instead of having the big light on that controls that lights up the whole room. Let them know stuff like, can you turn your music down, or at this time of night, let's say 9 o'clock, no loud music, could you use your headphones? And if they have their friends coming in, maybe set a boundary with that too. Say, hey, around a certain time, that's when I'm showering, getting ready for bed, I have a test tomorrow, stuff like that. Just let them know, don't have your friends in the room. Again, you're going to be living with this person, so it might be awkward at first kind of telling someone what to do, but at the end of the day, you're living in a small room together, so you gotta just grow up a bit and just let them know, hey, I don't really like when you do this, that, and the third. Say it in a nice way, because again, you're gonna be living with this person, so you don't want any bad blood. And if anything gets to a certain extent that you can't do it, or they're just not listening, that's when you would go to your RA. It might not have to get to that point. Just state what's going on, and just be like, hey, da-da-da-da. And there you go. Oh, another thing, be mindful of smells. So, yourself, careful with your perfume, or if you're trying out a new natural deodorant, make sure you're not stinking up the whole room. Be mindful, if you're a girl, with your nail polish, ask, oh, does it smell bother you or anything like that? And be mindful of your food as well. So let's say you bring in fish or anything, like ravioli, anything that might smell up the room, just check in with them, or open a window, or just make sure that your roommate is comfortable. Again, you're living with this person, so I feel like if you make it comfortable for them, they'll make it comfortable for you. Now, my experience with a roommate, I didn't have one. I messaged my roommate on Facebook, and she said she was coming a different semester the next semester. So first semester, I didn't have a roommate. It was great. I like being alone, I grew up with a lot of siblings, so I was always sharing a room. So it was nice being alone, but eventually, a couple months, a month and a half in, I ended up getting a roommate. We're not gonna get into how my school told me that, because they didn't, but she was great. She was super nice. She has her flaws, but everyone has their flaws, I could have talked to her about it, but honestly, I didn't really mind. And also, I'm really shy and weird. I don't suggest doing that. If something is bothering you and it gets to a certain point, just nicely talk to them. So yeah, she was great. She would let me know, hey, if you need anything, just let me know. And she would be like, oh, does my nail polish smell? I'm like, oh no, you're a good girl. So stuff like that. It was a great experience for me. But yeah, again, I don't have a roommate this semester. The roommate I was supposed to have last semester, she lives in a different dorm now. So as of right now, I do not have a roommate, and it's great. But yeah, that's not the point. Just if you do have a roommate, if you're expecting to have a roommate, just set those boundaries in place. You know, if you're able to, before you actually go to school, hit them up on social media, letting them know, get to know them and stuff. Once you actually get there, set some like rules in place, agreements and stuff, and it should be smooth sailing. Next, I'm going to be talking about dorms. So dealing with dorms in general, first things first, it goes into what I was saying previously about living with someone else, having a roommate. Be prepared to live with someone else. So again, like I said before, if you're an only child, you know, you gotta kind of like change your ways. You're gonna be living with someone, you might be sharing stuff with them depending on how they are. You're sharing a room with them, so you can't act the way you used to back home if you had your own room or if you didn't have siblings. They can be messy and they're in close proximity to your belongings, so if you feel the need to lock your stuff up, they have these chests that have a hole where you can put a lock on it. Closets at my school, they have locks on the door, so that's kind of where I lock up all my stuff. There are people living close proximity to your stuff, so you have any valuables, lock them up safely so when you leave your room, they're just not out and about. So if your roommate brings anyone in, you know, you won't have to worry about maybe their friends touching your stuff or maybe even them touching your stuff. Another thing is, most likely you'll be living in a traditional dorm, which is you have a roommate, you and your roommate share a room, and you have a community bathroom. So with that, some tips I have are bring your own cleaning supplies. If you have any issues, talk to your RA. That's why they're there. My dorm, we have an RA for each floor, so I will just go to my RA on my floor, and if she's not there, or if not, I'll go down to the front desk and talk to the head RA or anyone down there that can help me. And another tip I have is just build relationships with the people in your dorm, not only your roommate, but people in your dorm. If people see that you're cool, you don't cause any issue, then they probably won't even think of, not saying everyone is this type of person, but they probably won't even think of stealing from you or bothering you. Depending on your dorm, they may or may not have people that clean every day. My dorm, we do, but honestly, they're not the best. So I suggest bringing your own Clorox spray, or like I have some Clorox wipes, I have some Lysol spray, stuff like that. So if anything happens, you can clean up your own room, or if you're going in the bathroom and it doesn't look too clean and it looks a little bit iffy, you have your own stuff to clean it up yourself. Like at my school, for some reason, they don't clean the showers. So I know some girls, they bring their own spray to like wipe it down. I suggest you bring shower shoes to wear in the shower so you're not stepping on whatever moldy mess your bathrooms may have. Living in a dorm honestly isn't that bad, especially a traditional one where it is a community bathroom. It wasn't my first choice. I was aiming to be in the suite style dorm, which is where I have a roommate but we share one bathroom. That's what I was shooting for, but I didn't get in the portal in time to request that. So I'm in a traditional style room, traditional style dorm. It's not bad, honestly. You know, maybe shy at first with using the bathroom, but at the end of the day, you just gotta go, just use the bathroom, wipe down the toilet seat, use your sprays and stuff to be courteous to other people's noses when you're doing your business. Stuff like that. It's honestly not that bad, trust me. It's also an experience. You kind of see how other people are. They're probably not raised like you. So yeah, that's why I say like bring your own cleaning supplies and just, you know, it's a learning experience. It's not gonna be like this forever. So no need to worry, no need to fret. You'll be fine. Real quick, I want to talk about weather. I had an idea of what Alabama weather is gonna be like. I thought, oh, it's the South. It's gonna be warm. It's not gonna be cold, snowing, da 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 da. I was wrong. So here, it honestly, the part of Alabama I'm in, it's kind of like back home for me, especially winter-wise. It doesn't snow as much. Maybe that's global warming, I don't know. But yeah, we have our warm 60-degree days, but we also have our really cold 40, 30, sometimes even 20-degree days. So with weather, just get to know the area, like ask some locals around what the weather is usually like, and just always constantly check the weather before you go to class. So I have a Google Home, so I'll always ask, hey Google, what's the weather?
Right now in Huntsville, it's 36 and clear. Tonight, it's predicted to be 35 and partly cloudy.
So I have that. So that's how I always check the weather sometimes. If not, I just go on my phone, I click on the weather app. It tells you the day, later that day, later in the week, It may change, so always check it constantly. But yeah, that's what I do. I always check it consistently because you never know how the weather's gonna be. Especially here in Huntsville, literally the weather is so bipolar. It'll be freezing in the morning, then later on the sun will come out, then later on it'll start raining, it'll be freezing again. It's a mess, but wherever you are, whatever state you're going to school in, make sure you check the weather. If you're somewhere where it's like below 50, 40 degrees, I suggest you get a sturdy like winter type coat, some winter boots, something that'll warm your feet, but also like if it's snow, you know, something you can walk through the snow in. Scarf, gloves, hat. Again, you want to be comfortable, especially because more commonly the way you're getting to class is by foot. I have a bus system here, but sometimes the bus takes too long and I gotta get to class, so most likely I'll be walking. So I suggest all those things if it's cold. If you're somewhere where it rains a lot, like in Huntsville, I didn't know this before, but it rains a lot. Lately, it's been raining a lot. I feel like if I were up north, it would equate to snow. If it rains a lot, always check the weather and always have an umbrella on you because you never know when it'll start raining, you never know when it'll stop. And again, you're gonna be walking to class most likely, so it's good to have an umbrella on you at all times. Also, rain boots and a rain jacket. Again, if you don't have an umbrella, you'll have a raincoat. If not, you can have both a raincoat and umbrella and rain boots. That's something I don't have and I wish I did. I have some nice looking fall boots, but they're not rain boots. So my feet still get cold, my feet still get wet. It's just some things that you should take into consideration because you want to get to class as comfortably as possible. You know, no excuses of like I don't have any snow boots or rain boots, anything like that. You gotta get to class. You're in college for a reason. You're here to get an education, so you gotta figure some stuff out. I suggest you get a sturdy umbrella, like a sturdy one. Like I'm not joking. The amount of times I've seen people outside and it's raining and the wind here is killer. So it's raining and it's windy and all of a sudden their umbrella goes inside out because that's how strong the wind is. My umbrella is quite sturdy. I got it from Walmart, which is kind of shocking how sturdy it is because my friend, she also got hers from Walmart and hers did the inside out thing. So I don't know, varies on where you get it. You don't have to get an expensive one. Mine was $5 to $10 between that. I really don't remember, but you know, a sturdy umbrella is key because you don't want to be walking to class and look crazy trying to fix your umbrella in the rain. It's not a good look. So sturdy umbrella, rain boots. I really suggest it, especially like if you walk through grass and stuff as a shortcut, you know, it helps. I go to school on the hill, so there's always water rushing down the hill. There's always puddles everywhere, so boots are key. I should probably get my hands on some. Again, take into account wherever you go to school, the weather. I really suggest it. Always check your weather app. If you have like Siri, Google, anything, Alexa, always ask them what the weather is for the day, so you just always know, and it'll help you be dressed properly, and it'll just really help you go about your day. So now that you have a good way to get to class, now let's talk about class. Go to all your classes. I don't care if you're tired. I don't care if the weather is terrible. Go to class. You are paying for these classes. So if you're sick or whatever, that's a good excuse not to go to class. But if you're just tired, I'm sorry, you gotta go to class. Depending on your school, for example, my school, the amount of absences you can get until it gets to the unexcused ones are based off the credit hours. So if it's a 3 credit hour class, you get 3 excused absences before it starts counting against your grade. If it's a 1 credit class, you have 1. Those get used up really quickly. And regardless of that, you should just go to class in general. There's so much that's being said in class that is needed. Yeah, you can ask a friend for notes or a classmate for notes, but it's not the same because that person doesn't take notes like you take notes. So I suggest you go to all classes, especially if it's a lecture type class where the teacher's in front and they're just talking, they're elaborating on certain key points in the PowerPoint. It's best that you go to class. So go to bed on time, set your alarms, do everything you gotta do, make sure you go to class. Second, utilize the office hours. First day of classes, first week of classes, whatever the case may be, they're gonna give you a syllabus. When you look at the syllabus, it should have your professor's office hours on it. Look at the days of the week, and if you ever need extra help, if you ever need to just go to them, and if you missed a class, you wanna see what you did that day, whatever the case may be, go to the office hours. They have these office hours for a reason. Me personally, I have yet to go to any office hours yet. I was going to for one teacher, but that's a whole other story. It was a mess. Anyway, utilize the office hours. They're there for a reason. They're there to help you. You can ask questions on any of the lectures or assignments or anything, and they can clarify it. If you are confused, if you're shy about asking questions in class, you can go to the office hours and get that one-on-one time. Some professors require you to email or call and make an appointment. Some, they're just open, so you just go, see if they're there, and you get the help you need. Next tip, start study groups and group chats. GroupMe will be your best friend in college. Now everyone has an Android, not everyone has an iPhone. There are different types of phones, so you can't just make an iMessage group chat and call it a day. You can, depending on who you're grouping with, or you can do that. I'm not saying you can't, but it makes it easier to collaborate with people. You don't really have to save anyone's phone number in case like you're never gonna see them again and it's just for this project. GroupMe is your best friend, so I suggest you download it now, put it on your phone, download it, and save it in a school folder until you get to school. So whenever like you have a group project or anything, or you can just make it for class in general. So you guys can make it, and if anyone is like, oh, I missed today, what did you do? Or you can be like, hey, did anyone understand homework? Da 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 da. Stuff like that. Study groups are also great too, because you never know if the person you're sitting next to also didn't get the lecture. So study groups are good because you guys can teach each other. You may not like how the professor teaches, so creating a study group can help. There could be one person that understood it that can help you understand it, or if you understood this part, you can help that person understand. You can start it with friends if you have friends in the class. If not, make some friends that way. You're here at college to have a great time. You meet a lot of different people here, so that's a great way to start that. A really good tip to starting off being at a school, especially if it's a school where you've never been on campus, or when you visited the campus you didn't get the chance to visit all the buildings, is look at the schedule that they gave you on whatever portal that your school provides, and like a day after you move in, or whenever you get the chance when you moved in, go through your schedule and find all the buildings before classes start. It'll make it 10 times easier to find your classes the day that classes are if you already know which direction to go. For me, I moved in late. I moved in a day before classes started. So for me, what I did, being I never got the chance to tour the school at all. Like my first time on campus was the first day I moved in. What I did is I woke up super early. I had an 8 a.m. I think I was out the door by 6:30, 7 o'clock trying to find my class. So I found the class for my 8 a.m. What happened last semester was I didn't have a teacher yet. So the woman that was there, like subbing in, she just said, write your name on the roll. She gave us like a little background on the school, kind of like an introduction in a way. Then she sent us off. We weren't there for more than 10 minutes. So that bought me extra time to find the other buildings for my other classes. So I got lucky, but you can be even luckier than me. And if you move in earlier, take the time, one of the days that you're there on campus before classes start, with your roommate, or if you made some friends, go out as a group, like travel around campus, looking at all the buildings, trying to match the name of the building to whatever is in your schedule. And when it's the first day of classes, you'll be all set. You'll be great. You'll know exactly where to go, so there's no running late. And then after a while, once you know where the buildings are, you'll know the campus off like the back of your hand. Like you'll know where to go without even hesitating. So if you're running late, you can just know where to go. Always check Blackboard or whatever portal your school uses, or email. Check it multiple times throughout the day. You never know if your professor's gonna cancel class. You never know if there are events where they have free food. You never know. Email, Blackboard, whatever your school uses is one of the main ways that your school is able to communicate to you. My school, they send a million emails every day about events they have going on, scholarship opportunities, newsletters. They send so many emails throughout the day, it's not even funny, but it's very, very helpful. So always check it out. Don't hesitate. Like when you wake up, check it just in case professor cancels class. Check it throughout the day to see if your other classes throughout the day also are canceled, or if you have any assignments that you didn't know about, especially Blackboard. But always check it because it can have assignments that are due a couple weeks from now, due tomorrow, due at 11:59 p.m. Like, you never know. So always check the platforms your school provides. I promise you that'll help you stay more organized, stay on top of your stuff. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any more questions, make sure to comment it down below. Follow my Instagram. You can also DM me there if you have any questions on college, life, school, hair, literally anything. Follow my Snapchat to see my day-to-day. Make sure to check out my other videos. 2 of them are hair videos. One is a friend tag with my lovely friend Lyric, so make sure you go check those out. I'm really trying to stay on a schedule. It's seeming like sometimes Fridays, sometimes Sundays, sometimes Monday is when I upload. It's really tough though, being midterms are coming up, so recording is kind of hard. Finding time to edit is kind of hard. Uploading takes a long time, being my dorm Wi-Fi is not the best, so bear with me. I'm trying to stay as consistent as I can. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post. Like this video if you want more like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.